Hello, my Tennyson band students. I just wanted to come on and give you another rhythm lesson. So today is going to be 16th note patterns in common time signature. So that would be 4/4 time. So I have on this board written a number of different patterns of 16th notes that you can see. This first one is 4 16th notes. There are 4 16th notes in one beat, and the way we would write the counting would be the number. We'll say this is 1, and then E and 1 E and This should be review for all of you. In our articulation exercise, we have the pattern of 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and This is all one beat. We can tie some of these 16th notes together to make them longer, changing the pattern. So if you look at this one, you have 2 16th notes and an 8th note. So essentially what has been done is these last 2 16th notes have been tied to make this 8th note. So if we were to write the counting, we'll go ahead and call this 2. And then we have our E. And then we have our and. We're holding through our 2 E and. So far we have 1 E and 2 E and. Over here, we have a 16th note at the beginning, an 8th note in the middle, and a 16th note at the end. So what we've done in this example is we've tied the inner 2 16th notes together. So if we were figuring out the rhythm counts, this would be 3. Since this is a 16th note, this would be E, and it's an 8th note, so it's also our and then this last one is our So far we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E In my head I'm counting 3 E and 3 E This one is the most syncopated. And then this last one, we start with an 8th note and end with 2 16th notes. So in essence, we're tying these first 2 16th notes together. So if I wrote in the counts for this, I would have 4. And since it's an 8th note, it's also a little E. And then we have the last 2, our and our So this would be 4 and In my head, I'm thinking 4 E and 4 and So the whole rhythm, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E 4 and Okay, let's break this down again. I want you to count this first beat with me. 1 and 2 and ready and count. 1 E and 1 E and 1 E and If I'm tapping my foot, the 1 is when my foot goes down and the and is when it comes up. 1 E and 1 E and Okay? Count this second beat with me. Think of how it would go. 2 and ready and count. 2 E and. If I'm tapping my foot, 2 E and. Again, on the and, my foot is up. Okay, beat 3. Count it with me. 2 and ready and count. 3 E 3 E So we don't even have the and to go off of. That's within this middle note. So if I'm tapping my foot, the only thing that's going to line up is the first beat. 3 E Okay? And then this last one, I'm going to go down on 4 and up on and. 4 and Count it with me. Ready and count. 4 and Okay, let's put beat 1 and 2 together. Down, up, ready and count. 1 E and 2 E and. Again and count. 1 E and 2 E and. Let's start on beat 3, and we're going to do beat 3 and 4 together. Down, up, ready and count. 3 E 4 and again and count. 3 E 4 and Let's try the whole thing. Down, up, ready, and count. 1 E and a, 2 E and 3 E, a, 4 and a. If you're struggling a little bit, you can always pause, rewind, and try to get it again. Down here are our dotted notes. So far, I've uploaded a lesson on a dotted half note, dotted quarter note, and now a dotted eighth note. So we know there are 4 16th notes in one beat in common time signature. So when I'm dotting my eighth note, I'm adding an extra 16th note. So there are 2 16th notes in an eighth note, and then I add a third. So it's as if I'm tying these first 3 together. So I would have 1, and then I'm tying through my E. So I have a little E. I'm tying through the and, so I have a little and then I have the left over. This is difficult to do upside down. And that looks tiny. Hang on, just turn it around. So in my head, I'm thinking 1 E and a, but this rhythm is just 1 1 Okay, so go ahead and say this with me and pretend there is a quarter note right here. Here, I'll draw one in for you on the fly. So 1 a 2, 1 a 2, 1 E and a 2, 1 a 2. Count it with me. Ready and count. 1 a 2. This is how our national anthem starts. Oh, say, can you see? Bum, 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 bum. 1 a 2. And our national anthem would be 3 a 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? We can also have a 16th note followed by a dotted eighth note. Again, we're gonna have our 4 16th notes within this pattern. So we have beat 1. Since it is a 16th note, the note that follows it is E. And then I have my little and my little 1 E, 1 E. And I'll go ahead and stick a quarter note after that. So this would be 1 E 2, bum bum bum. 1 E 2. In my head I'm counting 1 E and a 2. 1 E a 2. 1 E 2. Count it with me. Ready and count. 1 E 2. 1 E 2. Okay, so now I'm going to change this up and I'm going to make this into a measure in 4/4 time. So let me change a couple beats. Okay, so think it in your head. I'm going to go ahead and count it out loud. Here's how it goes. Ready and count. 1 a 2, 3 E 4. Count it with me. Down, up, ready and count. 1 a 2, 3 E 4. And in essence, that is a quick under 10-minute lesson on 16th note patterns in common time signature. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message on Facebook, Instagram, or through email, kimberly.tucker@wacoisd.org. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.